I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
I'm literally gonna start at the top of the list because this is an interesting topic. You know how they Target killed off DEI and
Mm-hmm.
all the black people that were like super for Target doing all the DEI initiatives was like up in arms and boycotted shit and they lost billions of dollars. So there is reasoning behind it, which is interesting. And just to give people some context, and I don't know if you all know about this, during the pandemic era, like from 2020 to 2020, maybe 2023, Target was really a big advocate for placement
Mm-hmm.
of black owned and operated businesses
Mm-hmm.
products inside of their stores. They gave them like, end caps, displays and shelf space, right? Tons of shelf space. Um Apparently they just when DEI started to fade away and this is before Trump even, they just stopped doing it. And now and for some reason I guess black people didn't catch wind of it until Trump came into office, so of course it's his fault. But there's underlying look, I'm like, yeah, it's Trump's fault, whatever. I don't care. Partially, but also the fact that DEI, the fad of DEI, was starting to go out anyway. But the real reason behind, and this came from an executive. Now, there's a video you can look at. I'm gonna start leaving links to some of this content in the bio for people to click on. But the real reason was because they wasn't moving shit. And this is something I brought up a long time ago on my old podcast because me and remember I used to do a sneaker podcast, Sean, with that guy Glenn. So he was on there once. So we used to talk about black owned and operated business. This guy was really big on buying local black and buying, helping your small business friend, like patronizing like your man who makes t-shirts or your man who has a barbershop. And I'm like, that's not scalable growth in a community, right? Jews open up like big establishments and own companies and media companies and stuff. White people, Asian people, right? They own big corporations and things like that. Why do black people always talk about buying my man's t-shirt or check out my record label and all this other nonsense, right? Now, as we've grown into ourselves, we've gotten into bigger and better things. Now, I used to argue with this guy about this stuff, like the reason why it doesn't work out. Because look, I don't know about you, but my white friends ain't using black women hair care products. I mean, I don't know if your white friends do that, Lauren. You know a lot. Like, do they use the? I don't know what women put in their hair: cocoa butter, shea butter, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Right? I don't do it. They don't use the same stuff that we use. Now, I always brought up this thing. I use the example like, what if the black man invented a better zipper? Right? Put those YKK people out of business, whatever the fuck the zipper company is that runs everything, right? They just made it a fraction of a penny cheaper. Now, everybody would buy that zipper. Now, the black man runs the zipper. But nobody thinks like that. Or the black man can run the toilet paper, make it softer toilet paper, whatever. Now, there have been innovations that black people have come up with, but they always... not always, but sometimes they sell off the rights to the bigger corporation and then they capitalize off it while they get a percentage rather than scaling it and making them the ultimate owner. And this is what happened with the stuff that was going on at Target. It wasn't a scalable business. You're giving tons the shelf space in a big box store like
expensive,
that. It's expensive. So if you're not moving shit. Like if you have a whole section, right, and it's all general hair care products, and right in the middle is the black hair care products, and yeah, black people buy it, but it's still sitting there while the Head and Shoulders and the Pantene Pro V and the whatever, all the other stuff is moving and restocking while you're just still sitting on the same product because there's not that many black people actually buying it. Then that's not good business for Target, right? Now, mind you, they could have done some other things, right? Like they did better at, business development with these people and all that type of stuff, where they could have helped make them have or get them to have better products. But instead, they just cut it off, which is, I don't know, from a business perspective, it's fine. But
I mean, no, you just actually made me think about something because it's almost like why the strategy should not necessarily be to make something for the black community, should be to make something for the general community, right?
That's what I'm saying,
yeah. So it's like you said, and I think unfortunately that's it. We get almost a reverse support like I don't know. I don't want to. It's like a very weird dynamic mentally, right? Because we get to a point where we black owned, or we're black business, or we're black this or black that, and at the end of the
Mhm.
day, right, whatever we're doing is we're typecasting ourselves, right, to just get in black business. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing. We're kind of relegating ourselves to, of course we want to support our own communities and support our own people, but we have to create a system where we support everyone, right? Like, so we got to start with,
Mm.
which it used to be before, we've talked about this, where our communities had stores that were owned by black people.
Yeah.
There's a form of distribution, right? So you can keep products that your community wants, but it's for the general community, and people from all stretches of the area comes to that community to get certain things, whether it be food, whether it be clothing, right? But the
Hmm.
distribution channel is created. It's like 125th in Harlem. Like, people go there, white, black, Spanish, whatever the case may be, right? It's a transport system for like all things, and but it's still right in the black community, but it's not necessarily where if you're not black you can't go there. And I think that's sometimes where people unfortunately start that and then kind of get restrictive of people that only can support, or you have to support because of this, that, and the other. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's an
It
interesting
pigeonholes
point.
us into this weird place where it's like, okay, we have to cater to our, but like I don't use black products, like the, hair care products, and
Mhm.
say I don't use no Afro Sheen or S curl, or I don't have no hair on my head. Like
Mhm.
I don't do, like and how many beard, I use black. I bought it at a local thing, but some lady made that in her kitchen. Right, so it's like, how are you? You know what I mean, like beard oil or whatever. And the lady made it was real good. I still have it, and I still use
Mhm.
it to this day. My beard looks amazing, but it's like I don't. That's lasted me 3 years. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
it's like,
Mhm.
so you're telling me that that's scalable? No, it's not. It's a niche product, and if you're only catering to black people, it's even tougher. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Like Lauren, do you patronize a lot of black businesses in Richmond, like at all?
As I'm sorry, like support them.
Support them, yes.
I
Like,
do personally. I'm big on like local businesses, but it doesn't just have to be black. Like as long as it's a quality product.
Mhm.
But I definitely get y'all point of view of like trying to market for everybody instead of just one
Mhm.
group, because then you can make more sales and then everybody could feel included.
Mhm.
mm,
And that's
Wait,
the
what?
problem.
I'm sorry. Then again, I feel like it can be inspiring to use the term
Mhm.
um black black business, because a lot of people in the black community don't do business or have a business. So
Mhm.
I feel like it inspires others to do it, and then the more we do it, maybe the less we'll hear that specific
Mhm.
term. But it's
mm-hmm,
not
Mhm.
as
Yeah, because
uh
it's kind of tough. Yeah, it's like, as
mm,
as a black person who has a business, when sometimes when you step out and you do business outside of the community,
mhm,
people try to look at you a certain way, when you have to basically pander to the black community, unfortunately, and to my own community, that to get business, which is kind of like weird. It's like, yo, we should be supporting each other de facto, and I should be able to
mhm,
expand and do things that put us right in a light where we can all do things together. Like, we can all combine and do things, because
mhm,
we're all putting if you have something that you're doing, a service, whatever your business is, and it's a valuable business, and you're pushing forward and it helps people, and um, it should be supported by your community no matter what. But sometimes when people step
mhm,
out and they do more commercial, it's like with music, right? Hip hop. Hove went through
mhm,
this. You go on commercial. Hard Knock Life and all that. It's not going commercial, right? It's
yeah,
expanding and giving other people access to your talent, and that shouldn't be
in
looked
your
at
art,
as
yeah.
selling out. That should be looked at
And
as, wow,
look, it's the
people should know
same,
about this.
bro. You don't understand how like an artist like Drake has expanded hip hop and other music too. He introduced
Hmm.
white people to Caribbean music and Afro beats and even like
mhm,
reggaeton,
Hmm.
reggae music. Like the way because he's just crosses over everything. People in Europe, people in other countries that never heard that shit, and but they criticize him for being a culture vulture, which make like black people,
mhm,
well, in
Hmm.
general. Oh, he's taking our culture and spreading it out in a good way. Like that's not. It's not like they're copying our hair and shit like that. That's one
mhm,
thing. But if they're listening to our music and appreciating an artist that can cross over into many genres and cultures, that's a good thing to me. I don't
Hmm.
understand why people always and then like and that's why like a lot of the we could get into this more conversation later because of the Playboy Cardi album and Kendrick being on it. But that's why like people are looking at Kendrick kind of funny now because number one, like I've been saying since day one, Drake put him on. Two, what did Drake do to anybody?
Yeah.
Besides, if you're
Just
beefing
win.
over women, yeah, I mean, look, it's one thing. Look, women have destroyed empires, right? But you talking about some hoes that rappers fucked. No disrespect to women in general, but like they ain't no princesses or queens and shit like that. They just regular ass girls that's waiting backstage.
They said they share all the same.
They
women.
share all
I
the
mean,
same.
yeah.
So if these other guys like Future and Rick Ross and all these dudes are mad over some broads, that's fine, I guess. And they have this Playboy lifestyle and all that other crap. That's fine. But like at the end of the day, you're gonna try to tear down a man who's talking about the same shit you talking about in songs, taking the guy's girl, doing it. He just did it to you. He did your lyrics to you, and you mad about it. And then Kendrick, for the most part, I don't know. I'd never liked Kendrick Lamar. I just hate his voice, so I'm not gonna get into it. I'm gonna keep dwelling on that. But like, the hypocrisy behind like how Kendrick moves, especially being on the Playboy. And I want to talk about that. I guess we could jump right into that. So DEI, so wait, are you guys still shopping at Target, by the way?
I am. I mean, they have everything I need.
Well, I haven't been in there physically like in a while, but yeah, I mean, we'll pop in there if we need something, but mostly we'll order from like Costco, like toiletries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do the Costco all the time. I just don't know. I go to Target sometimes to get stuff because sometimes if I want, like, say I really want to get that bathroom rug right now, I'll go to Target before I go to Walmart. Or and then we've ordered stuff online.
Quick, little comforter thing or something. Yeah, it's like you grab it.
Yeah, and it's better. I don't like going to Walmart anymore. I don't know about y'all.
I'm not a fan of Walmart.
I think it's just the quality of people, and no disrespect to people that shop at Walmart. But there's always something that's just. I
know.
I got to clutch my purse and I go in there. I ain't trying to get robbed.